There's a difference between something reaching you and something sticking with you. And I've been noticing that more lately because a lot of things pass through us in a day: conversations, thoughts, things we see, things we hear, and most of it moves on, but some of it doesn't. It hangs around a little longer and shows back up later for no real reason. You're like, why am I still thinking about that? And it's subtle. It's not like you sat there and decided to keep it, it just stays. And the more I've been paying attention to that, the more it's started to feel a little off. Like we don't really question that part. The moment something stops passing through us and starts taking up space in us. Hi, loves. Welcome back to Amy's View Unscripted. I'm Amy, and this is Life in Motion, where we grow with intention, connect with purpose, and rise to meet our potential, moving the world forward by becoming who we're meant to be. So, I've been sitting with this. Not just what I'm noticing, but what I'm keeping. Because it's easy to think of attention as something passive, like it just goes wherever it goes. But the more I've been paying attention to my attention, the more I've realized that that's not really true. Some things don't just pass through us, we keep them around. We revisit them, and we give them more airtime than they ever needed. Like we're on episode 7 of something that could have been a type 5. And I'm not saying that it's some big dramatic thing. It's actually pretty normal, but it does add up. It just shows up in how you feel and how you respond, how present you actually are in a moment that you're in. And that's where this started to click for me. It's strange how some things pass through you and some things don't. Some things you notice and they're gone, and other things, they stay. They sit in your thoughts, take up space in your attention, and follow you longer than they should. And I don't know that we question that enough, what we're actually giving access to. Because the more I've been paying attention to where my energy is going, the more I've realized it's not just about where it's being spent. It's about what's getting in at all. What we sit with. What we replay, sometimes over and over again, and what we keep going back to. Even when it's not adding anything, it's just taking from us. And over time, that builds. It builds until we're showing up to our lives already tired, already distracted, already somewhere else, reacting faster than we meant, with less patience than we actually have. When everything has access to you, you don't get to choose where your energy goes because it's already gone. And with that realization, things started to change for me. Not just where my energy was going, but what actually earns a place in me. Because some things don't deserve that kind of access to you. And the truth is, if you don't decide what stays, everything will. And when you get more intentional about that, what comes out of you changes. Your patience is real. Your presence is there. You're not half in one moment and half somewhere else. And your kindness isn't something that you're trying to be, it's just how you show up. And that's the kind people actually feel. And I think what's been interesting about sitting with that is realizing that it doesn't stop at awareness. Like, okay, you notice it, great, love that for us. But now what? Because awareness is great, but awareness without a next step is just you noticing that you're overwhelmed. And I don't know about you, but then I get overwhelmed about being overwhelmed, and it can be a dull thing. Once you see it, there's another question right behind it. What actually deserves that space? What's worth your attention after the moment has passed? What's worth you replaying it and carrying it and coming back to it again? And if I'm being honest, I don't think we ask that nearly enough. Everything just kind of gets treated the same. Every thought, every reaction, every little thing that lingers, it all gets full access. No filter, no pause, just, yeah, come on in, make yourself at home. And then we wonder why it feels crowded. Because when everything has access to you, it's not just your energy that gets pulled. It's how you show up. You're already a little tired, already a little distracted, or some of us a lot, already halfway in something else before the moment even starts. And then your patience feels shorter than you want it to. Your reactions come out quicker than you meant them to. And you're sitting there like, that's not even how I wanted to respond. Exactly. Because it's not just the moment you're in, it's everything that got carried into it. And then you're reacting in ways that don't even feel like you. And trying to figure out where that even came from. Meanwhile, it's like, well, look at everything that got a seat at the table. Not everything needed one. And that's where this starts connecting for me in a different way. Because we talk about kindness a lot. Being patient, being understanding, showing up well for people. All of that truly does matter. But what we don't talk about as much is you actually need the capacity to do that. And you can't pour from an empty cup. And you certainly can't pour from a cup that's full of things that were never yours to carry in the first place. Because when your internal space is full like that, you're trying to show up for people from a place that's already stretched thin. And that's when kindness starts to feel like something you're trying to do instead of something that just naturally comes out of you. And where this really shows up is in the small moments. A conversation, a reaction, a tone shift that could go one way or the other. You know the ones. The ones where you can feel it go left, or you can choose not to take it there. It's the version of you that shows up in that moment. Are you actually there for it? Or are you still halfway somewhere else? So maybe this isn't just about trying to manage your energy better. Maybe it's about being a little more intentional about what you let take up space in you in the first place. And you don't have to close yourself off to everything, just with a little more awareness and a little more intention. Maybe a tiny bit more. Does this actually deserve my energy? Because not everything needs to stay. And when you start getting a little more selective about that, you create space for what actually matters. The people in front of you, the moments that you are in, and the way you choose to show up inside of those moments. And that's not small, even if it doesn't always feel big. And I've been thinking about that in my own life too. What it actually looks like to put energy somewhere that does land. There's a benefit coming up next month supporting victims of sex trafficking. And that's something that really matters to me. This video, and me mentioning it here, isn't sponsored by them or anything. It's just something that I care about. So, if that's something you feel called to as well, I'll leave a link in the comments below if you want to contribute or even show up. Because sometimes it's not about doing everything. It's about choosing something and actually placing your energy somewhere it can land. If this is something you've been noticing in your own life, don't just let it sit there. Do something with it. And I'd really love to hear what that looks like for you. So tell me in the comments. And if you want more conversations like this, real, honest ones, you can like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't have to wonder when the next one's up. And if this feels like something someone else might need, send it. You never know what someone's carrying or what might help them set it down. I'm sincerely glad you're here. And I'll see you in the next one. Go be bright.